Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today on the bench, I have my own personal Rolex Explorer II with the black dial reference 16570. The project today is going to be replacing the black dial with the polar dial. As you can see, the bracelet's a little scratched up, but it's okay because it's my tool watch. I take it with me everywhere. It's no fun unless you can beat it up, right? It's okay because I have other watches that I have that I keep in mint. I am taking off the bracelet here, so it's easier for me to take out the movement. And also, I will be replacing it with the Zero Pass strap that I purchased a while back. It looks like I need some new spring bars. These look a little beat up. I loosened the case back off camera, so now I can just easily unscrew the case back with my fingers. This watch is circa 2000-ish, and I'm not sure if it's been serviced or worked on because there's no implications or markings on back of the case back that says so, and plus the screws look untouched. But it's a good project for me in the future. I'm not going to do it now because I put the watch on a time grapher and it runs within 4 seconds, and I am okay with that. I am checking to see if the rotor's loose, but it seems to be okay. All right, it's time to take the movement out of the case, and by doing that, I need to release the stem and crown. To release the crown and stem, gently press the setting lever. And I do apologize for the defocusing. All right, once the crown stem is off, we can loosen the clamps opposite side of each other. By doing so, you have to screw down those screws. Once that's done, you can spin and unlock the movement from the case. Once the case is off, the next step is to remove the hands. I'm placing a plastic sheet over the dial so it doesn't get scratched during the process. To remove the hands, I'm using a Presto hand remover tool. I don't know if I'm going to regret changing the dial, but that black dial looks so sexy. There are 2 screws on the side of the movement that needs to be loosened so I can take off the dial. So why am I swapping out the black dial? When I was in the market for this watch, I wasn't sure if I wanted the black dial or the polar dial. I decided to go with the black dial because it was cheaper. But after I bought it, I may have had buyer's remorse. I thought to myself, if I searched on eBay and come across a good deal on a used white polar dial, I would get it. And sure enough, I found a great deal from a reputable seller. And here I am, doing the facelift. Here it is, the white polar dial, looking fresh. Nice and snug. Now I need to tighten the screws on the side of the movement to lock in the dial footing. Okay, once that's done, I'm going to blow some air on it and clean the dial a little bit with some Rodical. You have to make sure you use fresh Rodical so you don't leave any residue on the dial. The next step is to slowly rotate the crown clockwise to advance the time, and as soon as the date clicks over, I can install the hour hand at the 12 o'clock position. Here I'm using a hand presser tool to set the hour hand in place. Now I'm making sure that the date clicks over after rotating the hour hand 24 hours. And there it is. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm putting on the GMT hand. Again, apologies for the defocusing. I'm using my cell phone to record this. If my channel gets enough attention, then I'll use proper equipment. Same process. I'm rotating the crown 24 hours to make sure that the date clicks over when both hands are at the 12 o'clock position. And perfect. I started this hobby modding Seiko watches. Putting on the hands for those movements can be very cumbersome. I find that putting hands on the Rolex are much easier. And same process, just rotating the crown to advance the time. And once the date clicks over, making sure all the hands are at the 12 o'clock position, and it is. All right, time for the second hand to go on. And you can just place the second hand anywhere. There we are. We have a perfectly timed movement. Okay, so I need to remove the crown stem so I can put the movement back in its case. Once the movement's back in its case, you spin the movement a little bit to align where the stem goes into the movement. The white dial is looking really good right now. No regrets. The movement is in. The stem is fastened. Now it's time to tighten the clamps by loosening those two screws. Just wiping it down a little bit with some Rodico. I'm going to blow some air in it to make sure there's no dust before putting the case back on. And there you go. The Rolex Explorer II with the polar dial. The strap there is the zero pass strap that I was talking about earlier in the video. I found this guy on YouTube that makes it and thought I would try it out. And plus, that color is pretty dope. The strap doesn't work like a typical needle. You have to set the strap behind the top lug and then thread the bottom of the strap through the bottom lug. It's a little clunky and cumbersome putting it on at first, but once it's on, it feels really nice, very comfortable. I actually prefer the way it feels over the standard needles. It just feels more balanced on the wrist. Let me know what you think. Do you think it was worth the facelift? In my opinion, I think so. I mean, I could always switch it back if I wanted to, but I'm digging the way it looks so far, along with the strap. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's worth the facelift? Would you do this if you had the blacked out or vice versa? Anyhow, thanks for watching, and maybe I'll do another video soon. Peace.